I'm Marvin, and I'm a developer and researcher. I think co-founder at Arc Labs. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about your project to be able to help others who are riding this bounty to communicate. So yeah, please introduce yourself, sir.
All right, my name is Fabian, the Wise, and I'm the founder at Fiatrouter. I'm moving shipping a lot. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the first question is, what specific Nigerian user behavior or pain point that led you to build this product? Could you describe
Yeah.
the typical user that you are trying to help and their daily money habits?
Okay. So I first came to Web3, to crypto. I wanted to explore DeFi, but I didn't really have the knowledge, and it was really hard for me because I would need to go through exchanges because that was the only gateway we had. I
Okay.
had that time. It was really hard for me. With the little amounts I wanted to get in, I wouldn't be able to withdraw because of the limits and all that. So it was a pain point. I started out building fiat router. So I was the first customer, and later on, I realized I wasn't alone. So I was helping people to get, I'll batch their money and just, help them get the access that they wanted. So it was a pain point for me and a group I found around.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. So more like you're trying to find a way to easily onboard people to crypto, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so now the next question is how did you validate that this problem was worth solving? And what assumptions about Nigerian users did you have to unlearn in the process of this validation?
Okay, so I used to think that the process of onboarding was solved already, that everything was easy and everyone would easily understand the interfaces that existed. But that wasn't correct. So many persons around me couldn't understand the flow, and how to, yeah. I mean, many persons were very, very used to their bank flows and all that. But once you mention crypto, blockchain, trust wallet, phantom and all that, they flare up and stuff. So I started looking out for a good interface and a flow that would work, and that was what better out. Uh, this leave them with a bank flow and allow them interact with DeFi or with the blockchain without actually realizing that they are using the blockchain. Yeah, so I used to have this idea that everything was okay. I mean, the interfaces were cool and easy, but no, it wasn't really easy the way I thought about it. And basically, why I felt this was a good, um, this was basically a problem that I should solve is the ratio of the persons who streamed on to the P2P when it was opened on Binance and all that. It was massive. It was really massive, meaning that the onboarding flow was actually gated, because when you see such a centralized approach and then influx, you realize that, there is something missing. That's why you see people have, you know, uh, jumping on that with so much greed and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So you are building on blockchain, and but you've made you have to feel like a traditional fintech. How did
Yeah.
you achieve that? And what value proposition are you offering that actually resonate with people that don't really care about decentralization?
Okay, so number one, I experienced the pain firsthand. I knew what was quite easy, and when people were coming to me to help them get some of those assets. They would tell me, "Oh, they have done this, and they got stuck here." So I knew exactly where most of them would get stuck. So, and it would be at the transfer level or at that card instance. So I said, okay, fine. With that information, with that data, I decided to build this system where the the further they had to go was the transfer from their banks or their card input and all that. Yeah. So it was based from it was based off of the the data that I had gathered from my experience, right? That was what actually shaped the structure of what we have today as Fiatrouter.
Okay. Okay. So did you remove any type of crypto jargon deliberately from your interface? If you did so, how did you explain the benefit of using this your platform without using blockchain language?
Okay, many persons have done tap, tap swap, whichever airdrops. But once you see uh, Web3, some of them have no idea about what Web3 is, but in some way they are, that one time, interacted with this. Basically, once you call blockchain and all that, you get them off, right?
Mhm.
So the best way is to use what they are already familiar with, the language that they're already familiar with to be able to keep them comfortable. Some persons, if you mention some terms, they feel like, oh, this could be a scam, maybe because of the stereotypes out there and because of some of their experiences of people around them, right? So we decided to take out every crypto jargon from that because we know the benefits of this, and then we also know the repercussions of using some of those crypto terms, getting people off. And sometimes your app can be usable, but when somebody sees that, you know, you just lose them at the first minute, and they are off. Meanwhile, if they are given a push, they would have been able to get through it. Yeah, so we wanted to get off that barrier, that first minute barrier, that first second barrier you get. Yeah, so we decided to use normal language, take away the crypto jargons as best as we could, and then ensure that the most technical stuff they have to do is their bank flow or their normal traditional finance applications interactions. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. So I realized that most people that are building on Nigerian product, crypto products are from two parties are prioritizing a withdrawal first approach. So I wanted to know why you did your platform to be more of like it's not there's no deposition of assets. It's just they send the money and they get what they want. Now, how
Mhm.
does this particular approach that you've made with Fiatrouter reflect Nigerian user psychology around money and trust?
Okay, so I'll just speak about the main reason why we did this, why we use this flow, right? I've been working on DeFi, bots, sniper bots, and all that for over 3 years now. Non-hacked, no security breaches, and all that. Meanwhile, many of the bots actually had the heat, right? But none of mine had that. One thing I realized was um, keeping user access or you having access to their keys can give the platform some kind of vulnerability leaks. Now, this is the reason people will become interested in it because they know that you have access to that, to all those funds, right? And
Okay.
then if they hit it, they are pretty sure that it will be on you, so their attention will be diverted
Mm.
from the attacker to the owners of the platform. it is a psychology that most of the hackers use, right? So when they know that there's going to be so much noise in any platform because the platform has access to their to the users' money, right? They easily want to attack that because they know that before before anything happens, I mean, they will have a lot of time to actually clear out their steps or their tracks because of the noise that is going to happen. And then the owners of the platform are going to be head on with the users and all that, and they'll be expected to pay and stuff like that. So, platforms that have the founders, no access to the funds have less eyes from my statistics and all that. So that is one of the major reasons why I never wanted access to user funds and all that. Now the web app is read only. It is read only. Even if somebody gain access to your account, the person can do nothing. Your money is safe. Nothing. The person can take nothing from it. So um, basically, we don't want uh, the vulnerability of the web app, to mean loss of funds.
Yeah.
That is why we actually structured it this way. So all the security is on the user and his usage of his personal wallet. So it is not on us. We just need the wallet address. We handle our funds, we handle our routers, they handle their funds. There is no connection, there is no really exchange of funds,
Yeah.
in that sense where you connect with the person or somebody else can, break the communication and gain access. No, we don't want that. We don't want eyes, from hackers. And even though it's very, very secure, yeah, we still don't want, issues with that.
Okay. So, how do your users usually discover and start using your product? Like, what is the typical
Yeah.
journey from their first touch to regular usage?
Okay. How they discover? We did more of physical marketing, uh, word of mouth. Yeah, we
Okay.
reach out to people, in our localities, friends and all that. The whole bro, you can basically do this. I mean, you have been struggling to get gas fees. Here you go with just 2,000 naira, 1,500. I mean, you can basically get gas fee instead of waiting on the event of 4 hours. And yes, and some of them getting scammed and all that. So we have basically not done marketing online, the whole flow and yeah, I do understand that super tip is a major backbone. Yeah, but when we started out, it was all word of mouth. Yeah, reach out to people, share it to people, and hey, bro, you can do this. Yeah, and it was very, very effective, and it has always been effective, basically.
Okay, that's cool. So you are trying to say that you acquire your most of your users mostly through word of mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
referrals.
So
Yeah,
yeah, referrals and word of mouth. So how do you
yeah.
measure the engagement and trust that you built with users that are skeptical about new financial products?
Okay, please, can you come again?
Like now that you said you use word of mouth, there are going to be some users that are not really good
Yeah.
used to new type of financial products, like new type of
Mm,
off ramping or on ramping product
mm,
like Fiatrouter. So I want to know, like, how do you
mm.
measure their trust and their um, engagement with the platform?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah. In fact, once you reach out to somebody, the person is looking at you like, "Are you worth me sending my money to you
Okay.
for any exchange or anything?" Yeah. So it is something. It is a big problem, especially if you don't have the social capital. I mean, your personality, right? Yeah. But thankfully, I had a little. And another thing is always been there for the users. Sometimes they can throw questions, and I'm like, hey, let's hop on a call. Let's talk. Maybe I should explain better to you. I'm like, oh, and sometimes I even share my camera. I put on my camera and we talk. And they're like, hey, bro, I'm going to invite some more persons to come on. I'm like, wow. And they invite more people. So basically, once you are able to be there when they need you, explain things when they are confused, and help them to understand, it easily builds trust and can translate to more referrals, right? Yeah, and in fact, like this week, I was on a call with some of the persons that actually encountered an error, and I shipped a new feature in their presence to fix their issue. You see, so some of those things, it can, create um, some sense of uh, trust in them and translate to more users. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So I know we know already that word of mouth plays a huge role on how you grow or share news about your community already. We
Yeah.
already understand that already. Yeah. Now, so I wanted to know, how do you handle the technical complexity of keeping Solana while keeping your UX simple? So like how do things happen in the back end such that part that users never see, and how do you mention that this complex shit is not actually affecting their simple UX that they want to, the simple user experience?
Yeah. So basically, I prioritize doing the hard work, uh, abstracting a lot of it, right, and making sure that the front end is pretty simple. The only issue is getting them to understand some of the technicalities like fees, because for that they must understand, so they don't go out and say, oh,
Oh
that we are
yeah.
taking too much from them. Because if you're going to trade, you have to pay the fees. I mean, we have been paying fees for people, right? So
Mhm.
when it was time for us to stop paying the fees, we had to let them know, hey, if you're buying an SPL token, it means you have to create a token, and it means you have to pay at least 0.3 dollars for that, and that is going to your account, because once you want to close that, you are going to claim that so bad. It is yours, right? And all that. So we had to explain some of these. Just put an information on the buy page without altering the flow. You get. So some other persons may decide to add a button. Okay, click this if you want to do this. Click this if you want to do this. We don't want to do that. We just want to tell them that this is the best way to do this. So this is the information. This is what you need to know, that this is what you are paying for. But this is the best way to do this. We have to keep the UI this simple. No
Mhm.
more features. I mean, no more flows. No more adding steps to this. This is okay. You just need to know that this is what we're doing now, and we have to explain. I mean, I had to get on a call sometime to explain, give some of the slave tools. I say, okay, when you want to close it, this is how you do it. You connect here, you take care, empty accounts, and you close your account and you reclaim your soul. We have to do all those educations. We had to give them some of those tutorials, basically. So um, that's how we've been keeping that simple. Yeah, we just abstract things and uh, just place information and educate them about what is obtainable now without adding new flows to the web app.
Okay, so hold on a minute. I'm gonna um ask you the next question. Sorry. Okay. So the next question is um what partnership or integrations have been valuable for user adoption who are your key strategic partners essential to your business model? So we know you've been. We wanted to know like the people who have been pivotal, like the people who you've made integrations with to your protocol, or people who you have partnered with over time to make your product successful. Yeah. Hello. Oh, can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
So shit, my mic was off. So I want to say, the next question is, what partnership or integrations have been most valuable for user adoption, and who are your key
Well,
strategic partners essential to your business model? So I wanted to know who and who, or what integrations have you made that have been able to make this product a successful one so far.
all right. The most important one is Jupiter Exchange because it actually helped in the swaps. Yeah, and the application interface, the API,
Mm-hmm.
is pretty swift and easy, smooth. Yeah, basically as compared to others, right? Yeah, so that's the most impactful. There is one also that we use for the data. Well, because it is on the back end. There is Morales and they are basically two, Morales and Solana track, I guess, or something. Yeah, yeah. But those are the
Morales
features that we.
Serena track.
Yeah,
Okay.
Solana tracker.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So how do you price your product or structure your fee for your target market? Like, we want to know how you make money. Like, do you make it from transactions fees, from subscription models? How do you actually do that?
All right, number one for the swaps, we get a commission from Jupiter.
Okay.
You know, it's called the referral program. Well, yeah, so we get some fees there, and then for the naira to crypto, we take 0.5%, which is pretty much small. Yeah, but I mean, with more users, that would amount to something reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So next question is, so what constraints, like regulatory, financial, technical constraints that has shaped your product decision? Like, what are your biggest operational costs and challenges that have made you to work better and strive in this particular, yeah, this venture?
I've not really interfaced with regulatory bodies, right?
Okay,
I just interface with the problems.
okay,
And yeah, so we have basically been avoiding issues or troubles. The one issue we had was a report of fraudulent uh, user where someone took a stolen card or something and used it on our system. We had that issue. Um, that was why we basically started thinking about KYC, right?
okay,
Yeah, but yeah. So we had that issue and wanted to get license and stuff, but because we were starting out, they told us 21 million, and I mean, for a startup, we didn't have that money, so we scrapped that out and we just put down the transaction limit to 40K. Very pretty small, but hopefully we're able to get license and blow that up and allow users to do whatever they want. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. So in terms of operational cost or technical cost, have you experienced any constraints?
Mm. Well, uh, I had some money up front for this to run for a couple of years at least, you get, so that we don't have any downtime, so there's no money. So I mean, we are basically bidding for profit. We are not looking out for just VC or grants and all that. I mean, we are building a business, right? So
Yeah.
we had planned all that, you know, with the fees being paid for users and all that. We had that plan, and I mean, this can run for the next 2 years without any issues.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. So, what are the most important activities that you and your team normally carry out in a day or probably in a week to make Fiatrouter functional? Like, if you guys doesn't do this type of activities, you probably will not get more customers, or the customers probably will not get an efficient runtime or efficient usage of the platform.
We vet and weigh our LP and how often users are interacting with the application. And basically, we are more active when there are more interactions, so that if there are any issues,
Okay.
be able to get on it pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
And then we ensure that our LP is fully loaded.
Okay.
Yeah, we ensure we gauge that. And security breaches, I mean, we try to check out if our system is vulnerable and all that, and if gaining access to the system, to the front end, can affect anything. The only thing it can affect, I mean, the last time we checked, is our data.
Okay.
It cannot affect any funds or anything. No, it can affect it. Yeah, I mean, so we do all those tests every week. I mean, this is a financial system we have to be up and running
Okay.
24/7. Yeah.
So, how do you balance mobile optimization, security, and usability? So, like, what's your approach to technical infrastructure? So, more like the question is more like, so I know you want to optimize your product to be usable, but at the same time, you have to now ensure the security of the platform. I know you've mentioned a bit about it being a read-only platform, but I want to expand on that. Like, how does this ensure that your technical infrastructure is actually secure, optimizable, and actually usable?
Yeah. Okay. Basically, we are moving to the widget style
Okay,
uh, application whereby you can just implement that anywhere easily. I mean, very lightweight, right? So in light of that, we have to move the core functionalities and everything on the back end, basically a highly secure back end, right? Because we want to lower the cost of running our application on any device. We want to lower the memory, weight of it, basically, for any device, right? So that would mean that we cut down the things we put on the client side.
okay,
We have to cut, yeah, yeah, basically. And when we're doing that, it means we have to move the core functionalities and every heavy weight stuff to our back end. It means we have to handle all that. And I know that on our part, it is very, very secure. Every other thing is very, very secure. The only issue is on the client side, we can't guarantee that the clients will be security conscious. So now this is a good thing because we are basically handling the things that are dangerous, yeah, and we are leaving them with what is lightweight and seemingly harmless, right?
okay,
So yeah, yeah. So basically, as we progress, they are going to see less flow. I mean, with these
hello.
movements, basically, give them. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So basically, we are leaving them with less flow, easy movement. I mean, and all that while keeping the platform stable and moving forward. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, so um, what usage pattern surprised you most from a user? Like, maybe I know you guys actually have a way you guys intend for the platform to be used, but you keep noticing that some
Mm,
set of users are actually using the platform in a different way. Like,
mm,
did you
yeah.
notice any sort of usage pattern like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, Number one, what shocked us the most, we didn't expect the DeFi aspect of our swap aspect to gain traction.
Okay.
Yeah, but it picked up, and then we had to put that data also, and you see that it actually blew up, and yeah, so we get thousands of trading volume. We didn't expect that to come in. Yeah, and we had to latch onto it also. And one funny one that surprised me was when someone got to know that we are paying the fees for the token creation, then they will be able to claim it. They will try to buy a token to go and close it and claim this. So
That's smart. That's
yeah,
smart though.
yeah, really, really, really smart. And thank God I detected it quite early because I realized that wait, somebody was buying USDC, and each time the person bought, it will create a new token ATA,
Hey,
and you know
yeah.
that it doesn't create every time. So yeah, I saw that one, two, three. I said no, there's something wrong. So and I realized that I had put out this information in the group that they'll be able to close it and stuff. So I was basically I delayed to push the update that was going to make them pay the fees instead of us, because I mean that was safe now, but I delayed, and that person was doing it already. So I pushed the update immediately, and the person tried it again, and they debited it, and the person was annoyed that they are taking his money. I said, no, you created an AT. So yeah, we saw amazing persons like that on our platform also.
Okay. That's really funny though. It's funny, but it's just like, yeah. I think that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so what would you tell a Silicon Valley founder who is trying to build a similar product like yours in Nigeria about the
Mm.
market? Like, what do you think they will get wrong about the market, and what do you think they should do?
Ah, they'll get everything wrong. I'm not willing to share anything with them. But anyways,
Why? Why? You're trying to share this information with the global audience, literally. So you should actually like, have something to tell them, at least.
yeah. Basically, they are going to make sure they get the consumer uh, people stuff in Africa, in Nigeria. That's how their business is going to boom here. They need to find out their consumers, because I mean these guys are really consumers, basically. So if you're able to find the community of consumers, then I think no matter what you build, it is going to thrive. Yeah,
Okay.
no matter what you build, as long as you're able to get a few or a community of consumers, they are going to get other of their kinds in, and it's going to blow up. I mean, yeah.
Mm. Okay. Awesome. 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 So the next question I would love to ask would be what what's one design decision you've made that you think every Web3 product building in Nigeria or anywhere should actually optimize for? Like, how do you balance local optimization with a global ambition? I know a lot of people want to build immediately for the global market, but they refuse to understand that they have to like make their product suitable for a local market first. So, what's that thing that you
Okay. You can do all the mistakes locally. You can do all the errors locally, but you can't do that globally. So they should focus on building from the ground up
okay?
locally to 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 globally, right?
Okay.
Imagine I'd done that kind of mistake on a global scale. That would be terrible. You see,
The love
so
lost a lot
they
of
should,
money. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So they should make all the mistakes now, fix everything, make sure everything works well and stuff, and they will see the global community come.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So,
that's it.
what's the biggest misconception
Yeah.
global Web3 builders have about African users? And how do this understanding this constraint lead to a smarter product market fit for you?
Yeah, yeah. That they are going to take shit. That is a big lie. Africans won't take shit for everything. Yeah, Africans are we are very smart.
Okay.
If an African gives you a feedback
Mhm.
and you work on it, you are basically going to see an uptrend. I mean, I've tried that many times. I mean, they give feedback, and their feedback is quite technical. I
Mhm.
mean, deeper than what you expect from a normal user. That's what I'm saying. You,
Okay.
you understand? Yeah. So, I mean, other people building should definitely uh, look to get feedback from African users. They are going to help them.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, where do you see your product in 2 years' time? Like, what new behaviors, what new behaviors
Mm.
and use cases are you trying to unlock?
I see Fiatrouter in the next 1 to 2 years time, a household name in every DeFi group,
Okay.
every DeFi trend, everywhere, everywhere. I mean, on Solana, on every page,
Okay.
on every podcast, everywhere.
Okay. So, what about the new use cases you would like to unlock?
Yeah. Okay. So the new use case is we are pushing heavily on access to internet capital markets,
Hmm.
reward access and stuff like that, where people can be able to trade them in a fun way, a better way, instead of just investing, buy and keeping it, for when it to go up. No, I mean, they can have fun with it. Yeah, I mean, this is an information I wouldn't really want to let out because it is still in the build phase. Yeah, but that's it.
Okay. So, I know your product is heavily on DeFi, literally. So, but I wanted to know. So, if you could redesign the global DeFi ecosystem from the scratch, what
Yeah.
would you do differently based on your local experience?
Um. Okay. Anyways, I don't know if this really uh will add up,
Go
but I
ahead.
will
Go ahead.
start uh from our normal banking systems.
Okay.
Uh, I would basically infiltrate from there and then build something from our normal financial systems
Mm-hmm.
and then push it out from that standpoint, because basically our current DeFi system is started outside and
Mm-hmm.
trying to get
Mm-hmm.
into the financial system. But that is a big problem now because they are seeing it as a threat. But
We build
if
from.
they are started it from the normal financial system and built out, right, it would have been easy for adoption, basically,
Okay. That's
just like
all.
the CBDC is doing now. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, the last question here is going to be like, what metrics do you have for us to be able to know that you guys have been profitable and you guys have had product market fit, like the amount of users, transaction volume, something that I can take home for the guys at the research guild.
Okay. Putting up our website now
Okay.
so I can cut numbers. Oh wow. Oh, we have about 20K for now.
Twen-
400 users. I'm shocked. We have about 406 users now,
Okay.
and 286 active addresses. Oh, this is quite small,
Okay.
but fine. Then total transactions 1,328. These updates every week. So,
What about volume? The volume.
pardon?
Volume, transaction volume.
Okay, 20K. Yes, 20K
Is it total or just for the week?
total.
Okay.
Total.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think the call is even shorter than I expected, but I guess Thank you. So, is there anything you want to tell the the
Yes,
the user,
yes, there is.
to founders and everybody else?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's something. Uh, everyone that listens to this, go to fiatrouter.com and create
Mhm.
an account and trade. Yeah,
Okay.
swap your tokens there and
Okay.
support us.
Okay. Thank you very much. This has been a lovely call. I really appreciate having you here, and I really appreciate you coming over and having this discussion with me. And I hope you had fun as well. And I hope it was a
Yes,
fun discussion too.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for this platform.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So probably we'll see again. Maybe we'll do this one next time. Thank you very much,
All right,
and bye for now. Thanks.
bye.
Bye. Okay. I'm Marvin, and this was a lovely conversation with Fabian. And probably we'll meet again in the next call. And thank you very much. Bye, guys.